and welcome back to our No Man's Land Survival Challenge. Overnight, we've been pretty darn busy. Actually accumulated a pretty good amount of money. Went ahead and picked up this here mower. Couldn't help myself, I tested it out a little bit here. Got a couple bales of grass already ready to go. We're definitely in a good position to acquire that other field for sorghum, but I was just looking at the shop and two things caught my eye on sale. For one, we are going to need a harvester pretty soon, and a good one at 60% off is pretty hard to pass up. I was also thinking this tractor. The reason I think this is appealing is my current fieldwork tractor, the big red one, doesn't have any means of connecting anything on the front. And ideally, I would like to run the spreader on the front and then the plow or subsoiler or whatever, and behind that, the cultivator. So I'm getting multiple steps in one. So I'm not 100% sure. I would like to, if we can scrounge up the money for this, get this to replace our big tractor. However, I do think that this harvester is probably more important since we have that barley like a day away from being ready to harvest. I'm trying to think, that can't do everything, but I mean, I don't think there is a harvester that could do everything. It should be good enough for most of the things we want. Like it'll do barley, it'll do sorghum, and if we wanted to get into like corn, soybeans, that stuff, it'll do those. So I think I might snag that. We don't have the header just yet, but we can definitely come up with a change for it overnight. I'm just debating like if it makes more sense to buy the plot, start working that, and then buy this a little later on, or yeah, I guess it does probably make more sense to get the plot sorted first. I'm just scared it's gonna go away. I don't actually know when the sale stuff resets. I'm worried that it's 6 a.m. So I would definitely like to get that other tractor also. I guess we'll see. Worst case scenario, we can always save up for it. So that leads me to we were considering picking up a couple or picking up a field. I went ahead and I looked. So 54, whoops, 57 rather. It's nice and flat, but it does have some trees, right? So like it's got those border trees that I don't think I can do anything about. And it does have this rock in here. Other than that, I mean, it's a pretty nice flat piece of land. My other thought was this super hilly section over here. I know we didn't really want to like plant on hills and stuff. Can I drive over this? I always get nervous. Yeah. Okay, good. This would kind of give us that other bit of those woods. And yeah, I mean, there's like, I guess there are rocks and stuff off over there. Yeah, I think as far as fields go, the other one would be a better call for right now. We will probably eventually pick this up. Might turn this into like the forestry area. I get nervous every time I drive over this field. Yeah, we'll pick up the 57. Yeah, 57. We'll pick that up, and maybe we can find a way to get rid of that rock. I did go ahead and install, there is a mod for mowing brush. I never thought I would need such a thing, but sure enough, it works. It's awesome. I did it over here. So now there's none of those obnoxious bushes over there. That leaves us with 156. Okay. So I'm debating if I should go through and cut this whole area first. I think that would solve all of our grass problems for almost an eternity. Um, I definitely want to run the mulcher and get these couple trees out of the way. There's really not that many. I'm kind of debating what the best course of actions is here. We got a heck of a lot of field to work with. Kind of use the other one as a gauge. I just go ahead, unfold those, turn you on. This thing is amazing. It does full straw swathing. I will at very least carve like a outline or some. Just excited to use this mower. I guess I will probably want to leave some kind of separation between these. since I'm not going to be planting it in sugar beets. I could plant sugar beets, I think. Although I'm pretty sure we determined that sorghum would be quicker. So maybe that's the better call. I don't know, that's tough. Not actually sure the price of sorghum, any of that, but I think it'd be nice to get a faster crop in here. We have a bunch of like slow burns. Okay, I think that's about good on that. Just gonna give these trees a nice wide berth. So I like scoot right next to it. So one thing, if I do all this in bales, I'm probably gonna have to look into a bale trailer. Because I do not want to cut all of that, or I don't want to bring all of those one by one. Yeah, I still think I'm going to do it. Shouldn't take very long. Doesn't have to be perfect. I also have to be cognizant of we can't have a helper do the initial field shape, so maybe it does make more sense to hold off just a little bit. Do some of it. Meet in the middle. I was thinking of getting the tedder over this, the tedder we don't own, so we can turn this into hay. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, maybe I should just leave it be. Can always turn them into silage. That would be pretty nice. I was just excited. We got this big ass mower, and she works great. I'll do 2 laps. Then I think that should be enough grass for a lifetime of sheep. 2 laps, and we will go switch out the mulcher, get rid of some of these trees that are going to be in the way. It's all coming together. Oh yeah, and check this out, mowing bushes. Yes. Amazing. Alright, let's go get our mower, or mulcher. Getting a little tight on that side. Oh, I did hook my cultivator and the subsoiler, plow, whatever you want to call it. Hooked those things up together. Might have to move the big beat machine. And I might as well do a round of water here real quick. I was thinking of putting a few more of these greenhouses in. It'd be nice to have a little more coming in pretty consistently. Oh, I haven't checked. Okay, good. Those are still around. Still an option. Yeah, I think that harvester would work out great for us. We want to expand to corn or soybeans and stuff in the future. That would enable that, and I think it's a pretty good size one. The one I was gonna buy, like half that price, and it's pretty small by harvester standards. Get this guy filling up. And you there, come with me. I might end up having to do an equipment section of that, and then like implement section, just to keep it a little neater. I do like the discovery that you don't even really need a chainsaw now. Let's use this guy. Most of these trees aren't gonna amount to much wood-wise, so why bother? There might be one over there I gotta worry about. Yeah, not too many at all here. Great. here. I don't even know if that's my land. That might not be my land. We'll find out. Looks to be. Come on. Did I get rid of the stump? Can't tell. Hopefully. Cool. I think that should do it for this field. I'm gonna double check over on this side though. I don't know. Is that I paid too much attention? Well, there, that was easier than I thought it was gonna be. Shoot, it's only 7 a.m. Those are close, but I don't think get in the way close. Okay, we got 180,000. Let's get in there for sure. Okay, get this guy going on Balin. I'm trying to think, what should I do, grass or silage? I think I'll do silage for right now. Alright, just gonna try and scrounge up enough for this last bale. I did mix it up, half silage, half grass. Just right now we're actively using the grass, so figured that's probably a slightly better call. Okay. That is baling for right now. I don't have a bale trailer just yet, so I'm probably just going to kind of push those out of the way as I'm plowing, just so we can get some work done on that field. But at least we haven't wasted all of the grass there. That was kind of my reckoning for why we did it that way. I think we might have enough to get this guy. 203. Just short. While I'm thinking of it, I should probably give these guys water. So I can't figure out if these boost tanks are actually doing something or not. I mean, they definitely seem to take more water, but I don't know. It also seems like they're using a lot more. I would think the consumption rate would stay the same. Or maybe it's just splitting it between all of them, so they're draining slightly different or something. I should have a peek at our gold, see how we're doing. That 17,000 liters. It's, I mean, we'll be good for a couple hours. Let's see, what was I doing? I'm gonna detach you here. We did have a 9-foot version of this subsoiler initially, but I realized that our cultivator is only 6 meter, so I went ahead and changed it to the smaller variant. Just seems like it makes the most sense to do it all in one go, if that's what we're going for. As far as space between these fields, I would like a little track between them. I don't think it has to be huge. I am trying to maximize yield here as much as possible. Gosh, I was gonna back up the whole length of that, but no. Why go like quarter speed? Yeah, that area there is the only thing I'm kind of worried about on this field. So we'll get lined up. It's working. Yeah, that should be a good distance between these two. I don't think I did the edge of that very straight. To be fair, this one's kind of wandering just a little bit. That's okay. As long as it's mostly good. That's kind of what we're looking for. Yeah, that works. Nice. Do have some rocks. I think we're going to be pushing this bale quite a ways. Maybe we can lump them up together eventually. Yeah, that's right. Get out of here, bale. Apparently it's a lot harder to follow this line while plowing than I thought it was going to be. No matter. Okay, good. So if I pull the back one up, the whole apparatus comes with it. I was gonna say that's the only problematic part here. Trying to figure out how to navigate doing so many things at once. And I just now noticed our fuel is actually getting kind of low. I think we'll be able to get what we need to get done in this field finished before we gotta worry about it, but make a note. I wonder if you run a plow over the rocks, if anything happens. I know, like, on some rocky bits I had cultivated, and it seemed to work. I would assume somewhere along the line there's like a mesh or something that's on terrain toolable. Well, that's another thing. I could probably get rid of it with the terrain tool, maybe. We'll see. Oh, you know what? That is not cultivating, is it? I can't tell if it's working. Huh. Well, it looks like it's working, so I'm not gonna worry about it too much. This is nice, though. It's, it only needs lime right now. I will need fertilizer, too, so I'll lime it and fertilize it. The spreader. My initial thought, the reason I'm looking at that other tractor is, be able to run, for, like, normal field work, be able to run a, mulcher in the front, or a fertilizer spreader. So you can be doing even more on inline. Might be able to hook a mulcher up before the plow. That wouldn't be bad. If I did that, then I could put the fertilizer spreader on the front and just like fertilize, mulch, plow, cultivate, all in sequence. And it's just like zip a planter and some fertilizer over it, and you're done. I don't know what happened there. I guess. Oh, yep. Fair enough. Gotta remember to keep the plow. That's the thing I'm actively using. I lift that up, everything stops. That little section, it looked like I just lifted the cultivator. Yeah, I definitely wish we had a little bit bigger cultivator for this, but should be alright. Might look into seeing like the biggest one I could get around the 9-meter range. Since horsepower ain't an issue, might as well do as much as we can at a time. If I cultivate an area twice, I don't think it's the end of the world. But while I'm thinking of it, let me go ahead and get this guy. So we have it. Good. We have a means of harvesting the field we're planting. Not to mention, I'm willing to bet it'll come in handy down the road. I definitely, if we're planning on doing silage a lot, corn is probably a good thing to get into. Something. Not looking forward to buying a forage harvester, though. I think those things are mad expensive. I think a lot of these stones I would be able to deal with a roller. The bigger ones, I mean, there are some I would have to, like, stone pick. I don't know how any of that works in this game. Like, if you go through and stone pick, if you plowed again, do more stones emerge? Or you just, like, eventually reach a point where you've done it all? I feel like there's something I should be doing, but have forgotten about. We're out of stones there. Out of that, I have quite a bit of methane Probably look to sell some of that. Do that real quick. I will pick up a load. Might do 2 loads of stones just to keep that thing happy. Well, at this point it looks like that tractor might be just out of our reach. That's okay. I mean, the one we have is fine. Once we have the field established, we can always get workers to follow us behind and just do like a train of stuff. Stones. Yeah, this is definitely the way to go. The gold thing is not to be slept on there. Well, that certainly settles that. I will be doing 1 load of stones. I forget that they're not 8,000 anymore. Might throw some manure into the methane though. So I do frequently forget that that produces very well. Kind of makes me think if we are just going for all-out money, having a couple of those methane things cooking manure, like just feeding them pretty steadily, might not be a bad tactic. I mean, it's what, 13,000 for full one? Full trailer of methane. I think it only costs us three or 4,000 in manure. I haven't done the math to figure out just what the yield is off of a full trailer. It's what, 45,000 liters? And I think we get like 600 liters of methane or something per 1,000. So we almost get in a full trailer load, or full $13,000 worth of methane for 3,000 input. I think that's even more profitable than the gold is for not having the stones. If we were stone picking and all that and we just had a crap ton of that stuff lying around, gold would be much more profitable. Whoops, that's the wrong place. I can tell which one I've gone to more. Jeez, I'm kind of worried we might run out of daylight before we get this thing going. We do have some wool cooking, that's good to see. It's funny because just looking at the manure thing, I would have thought it was full. Alright, we'll leave that guy there. Build this. While I'm doing that, just keep on plodding along here. This will be a pretty good sized field when we're done. I'm sure somebody in the comments will be yelling, oh no, you should have planted X, Y, or Z. But, I don't know. I'm thinking, instead of doing sugar beets, doing sorghum here. It's a quick crop, right? We won't have our harvester tied up. Like, there's only a small window to harvest the beets. We already have 2 pretty good sized fields. That harvester is kind of small. So my thought is not to overload it. I don't know if you can get straw off of sorghum. That would be pretty cool. If it does produce straw, it would be sitting pretty, but I think it should be alright as like a quick cash crop type deal. While I'm doing that, finish this row and then I'll go check on that methane. I think I checked earlier and this tractor's still worth like 40-ish thousand. So if we can muster 100 something grand, I might sell this guy. I was also thinking of our baler
Why you bully me?
too, because if we're gonna be doing grass on a larger scale, I'm probably gonna want something for square bales moving forward. I just think they're easier to deal with. I don't know, maybe that's a mistake, but the thing we have works fine. But yeah, I'm kind of reversing my stance on like, well, if we're gonna do silage, I don't think bales is the way. I think pit would make more sense because you know, just volume, right? Like, we shall see. So yeah, we got 32,000 in here. Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking of building a massive silage pit and fill that with grass, chaff, whatever. Should be pretty beneficial, I would think, instead of like for how slow it is to wrap each bale and all that stuff. Just think it would be more efficient. So we'll see what money we can scrounge up. We still have that thing on sale, so I don't know, it's gonna be close. I'm not above selling some stuff to make it happen though. Let's see, so if we look at our baler, I can sell that for 26k. I am gonna do that because now that I'm thinking of placements and stuff, I think that's a bad idea. The forklift, I think for right now, I will sell it. Again, like, we will need one at some point. I don't know if we need it just yet. Everything else is pretty hard to replace. Gets us a little closer though. Definitely like our positioning a little better. The only thing I'm gonna really miss with the forklift is having it staged right next to my gold so I can sneak a peek at how it's doing. I know I have those pallets of wool, but I think I can just kind of shimmy them over with a tractor. I can also get a front loader for one of these things. Not too worried about it. If you can't tell, I really want that tractor. We only need 100k. I think we'll make that as long as the gold is producing and all that. Should be alright. So I'll park this guy real quick. Back to it. The only other things we might want to look into in the near future is a stone picker to get bigger rocks out, and maybe a roller. I'm not sure what exactly the benefit is for either. I think the stone picker like reduces wear on your equipment and stuff. I still haven't figured all that out, if at some point it just like won't work. Also the meter on the bottom is kind of confusing. I don't know if that's at like a countdown style deal or if it's like a measure of wear. Like, is bigger good or bigger bad? Time will tell. At any rate, I will throw us back on a time lapse and we'll see if we can't get some more of this stuff. Actually making pretty good time on this. I started to get worried for a minute, thinking, oh, we're never gonna get this done before dark. However, I think we have a 42-meter spreader, so liming and fertilizing should be pretty quick. Planting, I'm not so worried. I'll just throw it on a helper, and he goes through the dark. He goes through the dark. Not the biggest of deals. Yeah, I think we might actually come out to be able to afford that tractor too. Still trying to convince myself I need it. It would probably be smarter to get a roller, get even more yield out of this thing. But I don't know, a new toy, you know? Who doesn't want a new toy? Just about done. We'll check back probably around that rock. I have a feeling that's gonna be interesting, to say the least. I might just go around it. We'll see. Still wanna believe that I can plow it into submission. Moment of truth. What the hell happens if I do this? Not exactly surprised. Still wonder if there's some tool that exists enable us to get past that stuff. I'm sure this is just great for my equipment. I'll just run it up against the rocks. So it does the like stone textured stuff, but but it seems like there is an actual like mesh somewhere in there that is unrig-withable. Well, at least we learned. I have seen in the store, I think in like forestry stuff, there's like a thing for a skid steer. You can, it's like a stone breaker or something. I have no idea if that's the actual right tool for the job, but something I will try eventually. Even if it ends up being, we just have that one little area that's not plowed and all that stuff. It's still a pretty good sized field. Definitely happy with it. And at least now we know. Good news is our liming and fertilizing will be much quicker. And if memory serves, our seed also fertilizes at the same time, so should give us our 2 applications, which will be nice. It'll be its own little job pushing all these bales out of the way. I thought we might be down to 2 strips, but it looks like it might just be down here. It's a little at a weird angle, so I think we got 3 more passes yet. But all in all, that's pretty good sized field in one day. It might even be 4 down here. It's a pretty big spot. So I did look a little bit ago, and our stones were running kind of low on the gold. I think we got this hour figured out. And I believe if my math checks out, with 1 more harvest, and if I sell this tractor, I should be able to get the new one. Which is good. I'll save $1,000 for fuel or whatever it would cost. Hopefully have something with a lot more utility. I think those things go for like 400 something brand new. So it seems like too good a deal to pass up. The hookup on the front is really the big selling point for me. Nothing wrong with this tractor, just doesn't have quite as much utility as I would like our main planting tractor to have. It might even end up being that I purchase something like this again just to have redundancy, but can't pass up an opportunity to upgrade. Yeah, this ain't quite gonna be 1 pass. Bummer. I think for a second it might not even be 2, but I think we can manage it. It's a little wide. Yeah, I think we're gonna end up with a little strip that won't cooperate here. I wonder if the other one has like the articulated steering like that. I would not mind something a little more traditional as far as how it turns and whatnot. This thing, sometimes it's hard to follow. Like if I'm doing the baling and stuff with it, it's hard to follow the swaths just for how it wants to navigate turns. Like goes out before it turns. Okay, 1 little strip, and that's the new field, all plowed and cultivated, which I'm pretty happy with. Again, it would be nice to get a roller on here before the growth tick. It's probably the next thing I will save up for. I mean, I guess I don't really need that tractor, but it's such a good deal. I'd hate to pass it up. It's pretty impressive that 2 things that are about 200k we've been able to muster today alone. So we're definitely making some money. If we ever decide to just save up, I think we could make 10 mil no problem. Alright, so I am going to deposit that there. Oh, that was a mistake. I will turn create new field off. Whoops. Okay, we'll get this guy sold, and we'll get the spreader on the other tractor. Maybe we'll take the new one out for a spin. Not sure how much this thing has degraded since I last checked what it'd sell for. Let's see. Ah, 46. Nice. Okay. Let's look at the sale. Oh, that's cool. Pineapple. Okay. Yes. There was one other thing I was gonna look at. Attacher type. Yeah, get a 3-point hitch at the front. Awesome. Oh yeah. It's kind of funky looking, but yeah, that should work just fine. Nice big tires. So we desperately need to fertilize and lime that field so we can get to planting. And I will throw some water in the gold and just have a peek how we're doing. I think we're probably about out. I was guessing. Yeah, 4,000 liters. So we don't have long on that guy. That will bring our income down just slightly. I think with that tick, though, we should be alright to get lime for that field. I'm trying to think, I might actually have some. What is this over here? I had some IBCs of something. I don't know if they were lime or what. Fertilizer. Well, that's good. I don't have to buy fertilizer. Okay. Let's get some lime in here. Open cover. Okay, that's not as expensive as I thought it was going to be. Excellent. Gosh, this thing cruises. Definitely a nice upgrade. There's no folding or any of that nonsense. Okay, cool. So I will turn this sucker on. This does chew through the lime real quick though. Make a couple of trips here. If I throw this on a worker, and while he's doing that, I'll get this guy. I will get some of those bales out of the way. Be nice to get an actual bale trailer. I just don't think it's quite in the budget just yet. Oh, jeez. And I will get our cedar. Match this guy in a minute here. We'll get him started on that. I would like to spread with the spreader fertilizer first. Um, just so I'm able to get 2 applications. I mean, I could just run the cedar and fertilize it after the next growth stage. I was just thinking it'd be nice to like set and forget the field. You guys, get out of here. Yeah, bale trailer is definitely coming to be on our list here in a minute. How much you want to bet I'm gonna forget all of these bales exist? They're gonna sit here for 6 months. Just trying to give myself enough room, kind of turn around a little bit. I can't remember how big our cedar is. I don't think it was the greatest cedar in the world, so I don't think it's much bigger than 6 meters. And initially I was thinking with my plowing cultivating setup to try and tow the cedar behind, so it just does everything. Like lime in the front, or fertilizer or whatever after you've done the liming. Uh, Subsoiler, the cultivator, then the cedar right behind it. That'd be awesome. One day, we'll get there. Yeah, this thing is cruising. God, it's so nice to have 2 decent tractors. Oh boy. The temptation to go buy a front loader is real strong right about now. But then I'm obligated to like full on deal with it. I'd rather have a bale trailer do most of the obnoxious stuff for me. I'm impressed. That spreader does a great job. Okay. I move you I think that's everything I gotta worry about right off the bat. As long as I get most of the field, I think we'll be doing okay. So yeah, let's go get our cedar. Get that guy already. I'm sure it needs to be filled up. There you go. Surprisingly not too bad. What are we doing? Sorghum? I don't actually know if it's cheaper to buy it. It's probably not cheaper to buy it from here. But you know what? Can't argue it's not convenient. Yeah, the cedar is a little small for the scale we're doing this on, but once we get it set to a worker, it's in their hands. Don't have to worry about it so much. Did that guy finish, quote unquote, or was he? Yeah, buddy. We ain't done yet, but I like your style. Okay. I'm gonna do one more pass this way. That should... Well, that's giving me most of it. You know what? I'm okay with that. That'll give me something I can start this guy on. So I got most of it limed. And I think it should be okay to, should be okay to fertilize most of it. There's gonna be some spots he'll miss. Or am I doing this wrong? Should I be concerned? The whole yield thing. I think it'll be alright. We are on a time crunch, so I don't think this field is in its final form, shape-wise, so I can find a way to get rid of that rock. It'll all be an awful lot easier. Ideally, I would like to be planting the other way around, like facing the other direction, going down the long way. I am starting this guy closer to the rock just to see how he navigates it. I'm sure I'm going to have to step in for some of this stuff. And it looks like we are going to have to spread the field again with fertilizer, but no big deal. The important thing is we're getting it all put in today. So we will have our quick cash crop ready to go here. This tree's days may be numbered. Ran into that thing more times than I want to admit. I was just thinking it wouldn't be a bad idea to fill our gold up again. I don't think this tractor has a hope of towing that thing. Well, might just have to wait on that. I'll be alright. So this guy, how are you gonna navigate this rock? He has done a pretty good job getting most of it. I'm gonna go ahead and step in here, so I don't think he knows how to navigate this. Not that I really do either, but we will give it our best. I think I'm just gonna circle around this guy a little bit. Doing an excellent job. Ugh. So bad. Wow. Okay, so we got the weird section out of the way. Now I should be able to just go down the field like normal. Ah, I missed a spot. It's just too wide. Bummer. Okay. Now, just kind of have him do his thing. And we'll see you on the other side of the time lapse. I'm just checking real quick what we have available for rollers. That's pretty solid. That's 41k. Might be able to make it before we get the growth tick. It's probably the next thing I will push for. How are we doing on stones? 41k. So, doing okay. This guy, I believe, will finish before, I want to say before nightfall, but I don't think he's making that. But definitely before the day is over, which is good. I did look just a second ago, and I do have big stones on here, so ideally I would get a stone picker, but this'll work for right now. We can work to improve it next time. Getting stuff limed and plowed and all that is a pretty big upgrade of what we've been doing. So yeah, we'll continue the time lapse and we'll check back in when this is done. Alright, and with that is the fields. It just barely snuck in before we aren't able to plant any more sorghum. That's pretty darn huge. I am just gonna run this thing along the edge real quick. I saw some spots where the helper did not plant just over by the trees and whatnot. Got plenty of seed and stuff left over, so can't hurt to make sure it all gets in. But yeah, all in all, new equipment works great. This seeder is definitely something we're gonna look into upgrading pretty soon, and I'll see if at the next growth tick I can't get a roller so I can maximize the yield even better. I think right now, I mean, it should be at a pretty good yield bonus. I will need to apply another thing of fertilizer. That should be pretty easy. So yeah, with that, I think we will call it a darn productive day. We got a good cash crop in. We should be getting ready to harvest our barley coming up here. Yeah, I'll report back to you guys in the morning. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and we'll see ya in the next episode. Cheers.
Why you bullying me?